That is such a pretty tune. It's Happy Hollow, Happy Hollow, excuse me, Happy Hollow, for those of you who may not know it or recognize it. It's a beautiful tune from the fiddling of Marcus Martin out of North Carolina. I can't remember where in North Carolina Marcus was from, but he's a North Carolina fiddler. And the recordings I have of Marcus, I have a couple of them actually. There's some from 1941 and 1945 that I got from a friend of mine. And then there's some from the Field Recorders Collective. If you're not familiar with the Field Recorders Collective, you can go check them out on Bandcamp. There's a bunch of great source recordings on there. They're just fantastic, and they're just a wonderful little label. And they keep putting stuff out all the time. So there's just a vast amount of music to explore and old-time fiddlers on there. If you are familiar with this tune, you may know that it's typically in the key of A, and the fiddle is usually tuned A, E, A, C sharp. But here I'm tuned D, D, A, D, and I'm going to get to why here in a moment, what happened in terms of the key change and everything. And at this point, I think I might just play it both ways. But I just wanted to share a story of how I've been living with this tune and what can happen as you just continue to follow your own curiosity and follow, just kind of follow your own heart and mind in your musical journey, and what can happen when you do live with a piece of music rather than just try to learn something and go away from it, right? So the first time I learned Happy Hollow was in, I'd say 2018. I was at a fiddle camp called Oak Fiddle Camp, working with Bruce Molsky. There were a number of amazing fiddle players there, but I specifically wanted to go and hang out with Bruce. I've been doing old-time fiddle for about a year or two and just love his playing and wanted to go hang out, play some music with him, learn as much as I could. And one of the tunes he taught was Happy Hollow. And it may have actually been my first time in that calico tuning. And we learned a handful of tunes, and that one just kind of stuck out to me. Actually, I think our class played it as like one of our end of concert tunes was Happy Hollow, because it was so much fun. It was easy to get under our fingers at the time. And then I actually stopped playing old time for a couple of years. And when I came back to the music, I learned there's two tunes. So I learned Jenny Get Around, which is my favorite John Morgan Sawyer tunes. And then I relearned Happy Hollow. And so just as I got back into the music, it's just one of those things that I was like, oh, that's a great tune. I want to get that back into my fingers. And so it just shows how, these things can stick with us and keep moving along. Now, something I wanted to do with Happy Hollow was, as I started playing more old time again and really started taking my banjo time, I don't want to say seriously, but I wanted to really get better at the banjo and spend more time with the banjo and be able to do more with it, especially in the world of old time, was put it on the banjo. And for some reason at the time, I was really struggling with putting it in the key of A. I just wasn't familiar enough with the banjo and the layout and some of the things we could do to make that work in terms of, arranging a tune melodically on the banjo to put it into the key of A. But recently, I thought, oh man, I could put it into the key of D. So the key of D on the banjo is a really special thing. And I don't want to play a bunch of banjo. I just want to kind of show you where I landed with this a little bit. So the key of D, we get 2 full octaves really easily, right? So we get, it can help us kind of arrange melodies really nicely that may not be typically in this key. And so I was sitting there and I was like kind of playing around. I've been studying the key of D really intimately and in depth over the last year or so. And I was like, oh, I think I could put Happy Hollow in here. Finished with my arrangement yet. I don't have all the detail hashed out, but I was like, oh man, there it is. And then as I was doing that, as a teacher, I'm always looking for good teaching tunes for all kinds of levels and keys and ideas. And it hit me, I could put Happy Hollow in the key of D. So I started playing it in standard on the fiddle, so G, D, A, E is the tuning. I started playing with it, and I was like, well, this fits a great D teaching tune for a beginner-ish student who's kind of early in the instrument. It's got some quarter notes. Bum, 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 ba, do, 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 do. Its runs are a little more linear. There's some string crossing, but not too much. And I just thought it'd be fun to put it in that key. And so now I've got this fun little teaching tune, and I thought it actually sat really nicely. And then that's when it hit me, well, if I'm in the key of D, couldn't I put it in the D tuning? Let's make sure that low string is still in tune. It got out. That's what it does. Forgive me. So, it hit me, oh my gosh, I could put this into this beautiful tuning on the fiddle, which I actually don't have any repertoire in at the time of recording this. So it's one I just haven't explored enough yet, but I want to more, and there's some tunes I have on my mental list kind of going, oh yeah, those are those D tunes. So now I just wanted to sometimes I just want to give myself an excuse to get somewhere. And so I thought, well, Happy Hollow right here, why not? So the point in all of this is just to share what it feels like to live with a tune. This phrase has been running in my mind a lot, living with a tune, really being with a piece of music and just seeing what it has to offer. I think these tunes have so much to teach us, and we can, if we spend time with them, they just kind of keep unlocking. I don't think they just get more fun to play. They keep telling us more things to play with and to see. So yeah, I hope you spend some more time with your tunes, or maybe if there's something that you've been sitting there kind of pondering over, take it to a different instrument. Take it to the piano, take it to your mandolin, whatever you play. Take it and see kind of what comes about with it and what you can make of it, and maybe it'll inspire something else to go from there. Anyways, thank you.